just make sure that you drop a like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe, or I'll come to your house, I'll come to your house, I'll come to your house, I'll come to your house. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Seed of the Week. I'm exhausted. I do not have a lot of time today. There's not a whole lot that I necessarily want to talk about. I do have a light topic in mind, and that is the seed, which is YouTubers. However, what I must say is that, as a preface, I'm beyond exhausted. I had a son on December the 8th. I think that's exactly 2 weeks ago from the recording of this video. It was a emergency C-section. My wife and my son are, quite frankly, lucky to be alive. And I haven't gotten much sleep in the past 2 weeks. Now, thankfully, I've been off work. They recently introduced like a leave program for men, which is a very nice modern thing for them to do. And I've already lost my train of thought because I'm trying to focus on two things at once. But yeah, I'm officially a dad now. When I was in I guess high school, I was kind of the dad of my friend group. I ended up holding on to the moniker of dad and just ran with it. It was something that I kind of gave myself, but also something that was given to me as well. Straight flush, question mark. 8 of clubs. Close enough. But now I'm an actual father. That's a scary thing. And it's something that I will talk about eventually. But I think at this point in where I'm at, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while. And that is just this whole YouTube thing. Easy choice. I've been thinking a lot about how when somebody boots up a YouTube channel for the first time, they probably have these hopes and dreams of being this big famous YouTuber, which is kind of silly on its face, like for sure. But by the same notion, everybody has a dream. Some people want to be rock stars. Some people want to play pro sports. Some people want to work with their hands and make and create things. There's all sorts of different dreams and hopes and goals out there. And mine was to be a YouTuber for a long time. Now, I'm an unk. I'm old. I've got a kid. I've got a wife. I've got bills to pay. It's never going to happen for me. But I think a lot about how these people made themselves who they are today. And my only conclusion is that I should have just made that a lucky card, but maybe we can find more. But my only conclusion is that these people are perpetually single. They have dedicated their nearly their entire existence to playing the YouTube game. And a lot of them we don't hear about. We don't hear the stories of the unsuccessful YouTubers. We don't. We hear the stories of the successful YouTubers. We hear about your Markipliers, your Dr. Disrespects, your Tim the Tapmans, your this, that, and the other. These guys that spent hours and hours and hours and days and days and days. I'm just going to grab this so that our abstract is maxed out. They spent hours and hours and hours, days and days and days of their lives to finally make it. First hand is only one card. Would it even copy? Well, the king, I do have a King of Hearts. I hate to throw away a straight, but I'm gonna. Maybe spades instead as a backup plan. I'm gonna focus up for a second and hopefully not completely lose my train of thought. There we go. There's something to copy. Could probably turn these into hearts later. Let's go ahead and do it. Clubs versus spades. Yeah, a club definitely goes. But essentially, if life's all about buckets, right? I'm going to use the bucket analogy here. You have a bucket for work. And that is a prime example of life's many distractions that you'll have to deal with. But life's all about buckets. You've got a bucket for your own personal time. This is where like YouTube would come into play. You have a bucket for your job. And unless you are blessed and do not have to work, which a vast majority of us will work for the remaining years that we have on planet Earth, then that expands your YouTube time. Your ability to create high-level videos with cinema-level editing. I'll talk about that more in a second. You have the ability to ignore any type of social life, any type of work. Basically, the 16 hours of wakefulness that you have, you can dedicate to YouTube, which is essentially a hobby until you get big enough to get sponsors and ad revenue, and then it kind of can like self-compile and snowball from there. But you don't hear any of the gone by the wayside YouTubers. All you hear about are the success stories, your Markipliers, your Tim the Tapmans, your Dr. Disrespects, etc. So you are already sacrificing two major buckets of your life in order to create a channel, or you just have like limitless money and you can pay editors and pay script writers or use AI or some bullshit to, you know, pull the narrative over the 60 IQers out there that will just consume whatever slop you put out. And so long as it's got a catchy title, a catchy thumbnail, it's got a lot of red arrows, it's like hyper realized, they're going to click on it, they're going to watch it, they're not going to give a shit. They're going to put it on in the background while they fold laundry or vacuum or whatever the hell. But I have this sneaking suspicion that a vast majority of these YouTubers out there are beyond perpetually single. They are trapped in this box of constantly making these sacrifices in order to fulfill some kind of dream or some goal, or you know, something about them simply compels them to make content. And I can understand. I get it. I feel compelled to play this game and to make videos and post my Battlefield highlights and, you know, goofy things like that. But by the same notion, how much are you willing to sacrifice of your life realistically? Like I have a wife, I have a kid, I have bills to pay, I have a house, I have a car, I've got a phone bill, I pay for insurance. I do all of these things across my existence that requires funding, requires money. Money makes the world go round. And because I have a job so that I can pay bills and maintain a quality of living that I have grown to expect, and also provide a quality of living that my wife and my son will expect. He doesn't expect much of anything right now except a tit in his mouth every 3 hours. Gosh darn it, I almost cursed. Where was I? Ah, yes. So in order to maintain the standard of living that my family has come to expect, I have to work a lot. And then if I work this much and sleep this much, then I have this much left over for other things. And those other things can be separated into their own individual buckets. A social life bucket, where if you're lucky, then some of your friends, or you can create a social circle around your hobbies, like whether that's going to the gym or sports or some type of other extracurricular activity or gaming or whatever the case may be. You may be able to combine your hobby with your socialization, which is one of the buckets that I think I mentioned earlier, which is where YouTube would fall. But YouTube, a vast majority of the time, is a solo endeavor. But then you have your family bucket. If you are blessed to have any type of family still on planet Earth, mom, dad, siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, etc., there's going to be this expectation that you interact with them in some way, whether that's a 20-minute phone call with your grandma, which is not something that I should take for granted, or something that I should be upset is wasting my time, because it's not a waste of time. Inevitably, it does become a bit of a cyclical conversation. I'm blessed to still have grandparents on planet Earth with us. I do not take that fact for granted. However, when you have so much, I hope this doesn't win, when you have so much limited time in the day, these little things start chewing into maybe what you really want to do with your existence. Let's see if we can't get Flush 5 unlocked. Excellent, we can. Then all we have is the King of Diamonds, so we'll just sun these. But you've got all of these buckets that are vying for your time, and inevitably some of them are going to be sacrificed for the greater good, unless you're just a degenerate that is selfish or narcissistic or sociopathic, or whatever big psychology buzzword you want to use. Then you can really just focus on whatever the hell you want to focus on. Good for you, champ. Go for it. But with the YouTube game itself, you have to constantly create content that is going to be appealing to a vast majority of people, and a lot of those people are going to be, your lukewarm, like room temperature IQ individuals, which is not something that I want to focus on trying to cater towards, because then I wouldn't be making content that I personally enjoy, which is another reason why I'll be a failed YouTuber forever. And I have been across multiple accounts for over a decade now. But with all of that time, it leads me to believe, and this is going to sound very crass and rude, is these guys are perpetually single. And they will simply be perpetually single for a very, very long period of time. Maybe indefinitely, even. So, it's like, which way, Western man, will you sacrifice all of your time in order to be a YouTuber and potentially never make it? You spend all this time editing, all this time script writing, all this time actually making the content itself, all this time streaming, trying to make friends, trying to make connections in an internet like ethos space that is just so asinine and hostile on its face, because everybody wants to get a leg up on everybody else. Everybody just sees you as another way to boost their own numbers, because it's such a densely competitive market that it becomes so draining. So, when you, and yeah, once you make it to the top and you've got all of this money, then you have a lot more to bring to the table than if you're some guy with a YouTube channel that has, 20 to 50,000 subscribers. You are doing nothing for that goth baddie that you see at the IHOP. You are providing nothing to that woman in order to keep her around, I guess, or to even win her over in the first place. You have to become so big that you cannot fail. Or you need to be able to provide something to females that will keep them by your side on top of YouTube. And even then, if you get into a relationship, you've just sacrificed a huge majority of your time to taking care of that person. and to taking care of their inherently different needs than a man has. I saw a comedy skit. A woman is sitting in the living room watching TV, and she's thinking, "Oh, this is so awesome. I'm having so much fun. My husband or my significant other is in the other room, and he's hanging out just doing his own thing. He's happy, he's quiet. You know, this, like, all is well with the world." This will outscale. All is well with the world. They think, let's bring my man into this so that he can experience some of this pleasure that I'm feeling. Whereas a man just wants to be left alone. Or at least that's how I am. I feel like that's how a lot of us men are, is if we are happy, if we are content, if we are fed, if all is well in the world, if there is peace on planet Earth, then we can just simply be left to our own devices and we will be totally fine with that existence. So you sacrifice a huge majority of your time when you get into a relationship with really just any other person. It doesn't have to be a woman. I just speak from experience. But all of us are going to come with our own inherent needs and wants for what we need out of a partner. And with that being said, I think there's something to be said about the pedophile epidemic that we have on YouTube. Your Dr. Disrespects, who had a wife and had a kid, but threw it all away because some 16-year-old was whispering him on Twitch. Or you've got all of these Minecraft YouTubers that are just pedophiles all of a sudden, which is just absolutely wild to me. Just out of the blue, you're like, all right, now I want to diddle kids. What the fuck is wrong with you? I just don't get the game that I'm trying to play here and why I'm even playing it. I've been playing a ton of Battlefield. The new Battlefield game is so incredible. But another thing too, and this is just a little note that I wrote it. I wonder if it'll tell me what time. 3 a.m. last night. So, you know, all the best ideas come from the witching hour when you've got a baby screaming in your face. But the women that are attracted to a lot of these YouTubers, I can't imagine that they're the most, and this is going to sound terrible, but I can't imagine that they are the most, I don't know, high quality partner, maybe is the right way to put it. These individuals will use you for clout. We saw what happened to iDubbbz, what happened to Ian, where he started dating a woman and she ended up taking over his existence. And she ended up taking over his ethos, his person. I'm not even sure if ethos is the right word there, but close enough. Took over his individuality for her own gain. Now they're broke. Now they're selling their house. Now they don't have anything going for them whatsoever. They are perpetually trapped because Ian sacrificed his life to a succubus. And I imagine that's how a lot of them are. You know, it's a very negative thing to say about internet denizens or internet women. But if you go on Twitch right now, I can almost guarantee you that unless there's like some pro shit going on, like if there's a big Tekken tournament or some big like speed running whatever, games done quick going on, there's gonna be a booby streamer. And holy moly, I don't think I've ever seen 2 polys on a roll. That just totally burned my train of thought. But there will be a booby streamer. And that booby streamer is going to have hundreds, if not thousands of just simps just wanting to give her money for 1 second of attention. 1 second of attention that will never be afforded to them in real life. The only thing that is being provided to them is money, and that's the only reason why they're giving you their time. And that could be said about a certain subset of women to begin with, because such is the nature of things. They want to be provided for, they want to be coddled, and if they're not raised correctly to appreciate what a man does for them, then they end up just basically taking advantage of people. I'm going to go ahead and strength here, because what other opportunity am I going to have? All this to say, if you want, you can't have it all. You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want a high quality partner that appreciate, damn, all right, well, at least we hit 20 bucks. If you want a high quality partner that is going to treat you with respect, that is going to appreciate the things that you provide for them. Do I make the transition of blood, like try and dig for bloodstone? I think so. Then you have to make a lot of sacrifices in order to do so. And a lot of those sacrifices are going to boil down to, I have to put past my own hobbies, my own hopes and dreams, in order to accept a role in life where I can have maybe just a majority of the things that I want. I'm worried that this is going to win, and I'm not super concerned about DNA anymore. Yeah, like now this is surely going to win. I think DNA has done its job. So I sacrificed pursuing things that I personally enjoyed in order to better myself as an individual. And by bettering myself as an individual, I attracted the girl. I got the things that attracted the girl, like a decently paying job, consistent-ish hours, the ability to provide and to take care. And now that is the mother of my children. So now I have spawned because of the decisions that I made in my life. And if I had have just sat around in an apartment smoking a bunch of pot and trying to do the YouTube thing, I can guarantee you without a shadow of a doubt in my mind that I would not have half of the things that I have right now. But I sacrificed a lot to be here. I hope this message is coming through in some kind of like a some kind of coherency. What I'm getting at the most, more than anything, is that you have to choose your own path in life and figure out what is the most important thing in your life. For me, it's always been being a dad. And it's not something that I chose. It's something that kind of fell into my lap as being the like status of my friend group. And that translated into my adult life. So now I am truly a father. I am truly a provider now. And with all that being said, I'm never going to achieve the things that I truly wanted to achieve. And I've come to terms with that. And now looking from the outside in, right? You may see all of the glamour of being a YouTuber, an influencer, someone that can just post on Instagram and rake in, you know, $150,000 a year or more. Like your cap for wealth is so ridiculous based on your popularity. But do you really, really want that struggle and the popularity contest and the vanity that you're going to have to compete with for the rest of your life? What happens when you inevitably lose relevancy? What happens then? When you inevitably fall out of favor with the internet for one reason or another, you're done. it's over. There's no coming back from that. And that's why, you know, in a perfect world, in a perfectly imperfect world, I would have the YouTube thing going on. I would still have the girl. I would be using YouTube as passive income. I would just keep my nose as clean as I possibly could without saying anything too egregious, which I've already done in this video by chastising whores, basically. But I would keep my nose clean, and I would do this shit for fun. And everybody would just go about their business and be happy. Instead, I'm not afforded such luxuries, unless for whatever reason, these weird TED Talks that I've been doing on the internet somewhat once a week for the past however many months eventually just blows up out of nowhere, and probably for no good reason. I'm good on money. Let's just take the photo Chad, score real big. We can still try and find Bloodstone. Ooh, all heart cards are debuffed. Are we fucked? We could very well be fucked. I wonder. No, we're not fucked. Lol. Wrecked. Lol. Wrecked. All this to say is that I feel very, very blessed to be in the position that I currently am right now. I wanted to do the Magician. I'm dumb. But unless something dramatic happens, I will never achieve my dream, and I will just have to be okay with that. But also, is that a dream that I really, really want to have? Is that a dream that's really worth having at this point after witnessing so much on the internet and seeing so many YouTubers rise and fall out of favor and having to go through all of the drama and the allegations and the this, that, and the other? Is it worth the hassle at the end of the day? And I don't think it is. I personally just don't think that it is anymore. I feel like I would look down from my ivory tower and I would feel nothing at the end of the day. I would feel like I have provided nothing. I would feel like I had done nothing. I simply would be nothing. Like it would all just be all for naught. All just another rat race, basically. And I do not want to be in another rat race, arguably a more cutthroat, awful rat race than the one that I've already found myself in, which is just American capitalism. I just never be able to like keep a straight face when somebody says like just the most ignorant bullshit that I've ever heard in my life. I wouldn't be able to tolerate it. There's a time when I was younger. I've had a lifelong friend. I'm begging this grown adult human male to send me all of his helicopter clips from Battlefield. He has been shooting down helicopters with an RPG since day one of the game's release, and he is like a savant for it, basically. He is so incredibly gifted at blowing up helicopters. It's perplexing, quite frankly. Let's go ahead and do this. And then this. But there's a time when I was over at his house and we were having a bonfire and we were smoking and drinking and having a good old dandy time and all this, that, and the other. And his sister comes in, and sister lived in California, originally from Cali, has like that easygoing kind of hippy dippy, for lack of a better word, retard about her. And she comes in, and I forget exactly what she says, but it was so mind-numbingly stupid that I just stood up and said, "All right, fellas, that's going to be it for me." And I left. And to this day, it's laughed about in my friend group. But what my friend group also doesn't realize is that I was genuinely perturbed by the level of idiocracy that was sitting in front of my face, which is very, very rude to say about one of my friend's sisters. But I'm just going to call it like I see it. If you're an airhead, you're a fucking airhead. All right? And oh boy, is she an airhead. This run turned into something. It sure did. It always does. I think I wanted to talk about something else too. I don't know if I mentioned the Minecraft video that my wife and I kind of absentmindedly watched at 3 a.m. last night, but it was 2 hours long. It had the best editing, or some of the most impressive cinema level editing for, of all things, a Minecraft video that I've ever seen. Extremely impressive. And that's kind of what triggered all of this. Is it took this guy months and months and months of his life to make the most optimal melon farm on Minecraft. And I was looking at some of the editing that he had going on, and I was like, unless I paid somebody, I would genuinely never be able to compete with what he's got going on. And it's not that I've given up. There we go. Yeah, now we're talking. Retriggers. Idle is ×2. Man, I just don't have enough Joker slots. Do I sacrifice the photograph? I mean, probably, right? But I just got to thinking, unless I had limitless funds or genuinely nothing else going on in my life whatsoever, I'd never be able to put out a video that's near as close to what that video was. So I'm not even going to bother. I guess I'll just stay in my lane and just happily go about my own business. I'm not even going to get dusk flowing here until I really feel like I am going to have a big hand of the day. Which means we need Idle to sync up with us, and then we'll have our big hand of the day. But yeah, he talked about how he had been planning this video and had been working on this video for literally 8 months. And I was astounded that 8 months of this individual's life was dedicated to making a melon farm in Minecraft. I could never, bro. 8 months. I don't think I could play Minecraft for 8 days at this point in my life in a row. Nevertheless, 8 months? Holy moly. And I respect the hustle. Like, it was a great video. I watched it to completion, but he talked about like being in school, which is another thing too. Like, if you have a scholarship and not much else going on, like, yeah, sure, you know, do your song and dance, king. Go to your classes, try and, you know, make something of yourself and get a degree. And if you pop off on YouTube, you pop off on YouTube. Good for you. But I don't have infinite money. I don't have infinite resources. I don't have the ability to do some of the things that I wish I could do. I can do a lot of the things that I want to do with my life, but I can't do all of the things that I want to do with my life, if that makes sense. And I sure as hell don't want to spend 8 months of my life farming melons on Minecraft. Guess we'll keep both of these and see how in dire straits we are. Oh, does it not count as a flush 5 because it's disabled? Uh-oh. That's not good. Probably did that in reverse order. Let's see in how bad of a shape we are. I mean, should we go for dusk? I mean, we should have bloodstone kind of helping us along here, right? We'll just send it. It's not worth thinking too much about. Yeah, we're fine. See you later, Stinky. I will say, though, it is extremely impressive, the cinema that you can see on YouTube for free. One of the only subscriptions that I pay for is YouTube Premium, and I'll never get rid of it because it's worth its weight in gold. I can skip the mid-roll ad reads for, you know, whatever song and dance of the month is sponsoring YouTubers. Cat. Cat. Cat or idol? I mean, idol will outscale. Cat or bloodstone? Take a long time for that to scale. I just don't think we have the time. I think we need to get our big hand of the day. And go from there. I love you, Cat. Just know that I do. Oh, perfect. I just personally don't foresee a universe in which it's worth it to be a YouTuber. Like, if you look back on your life and you're standing there in front of the pearly gates and God, Jesus, Gabriel, whomever gives you the opportunity to look back down on what you provided to the world, and if you were a clickbait, Fortnite, Roblox streamer in your 40s with no wife, with no kid, probably living in an apartment, probably with severe depression, and you don't know why, on a ton of different medications, and a pedophile, if you didn't look back at your life and see shame and regret and fear of judgment, you're lost and should go to hell anyway. I am begging this idol to let me do a big hand of the day and then throw this run away, because I'm running out of things to say. I'm tired. Onk. Not going to do that at this point. Red seal. Sure. Gives us a good death target now. Playing a flush 5 sets your money to 0. I mean, see if I care, dude. I'll just waste all of my money next hand. Joke's on you. Can I find my red seal, please? Or do I just pop my imp? Yeah, well, let's do it like this. Now we don't even need to find the red seal. We still need death. I did that out of order. Probably wouldn't have mattered. I don't even think on the Joker level that there's much that we could do to get better here unless we transition to like all Steel Kings with red seals and go for like Nan Imp, but I don't even think we've seen any of the Jokers that we would need to make that happen. I've got to remember to spend all of my money here. We'll just make it back, it'll be fine. We'll get some lucky hits and it'll be alright. I'll even hold on to that. We've still got targets, but I'm gonna make sure that we can bring our money back from the brink. Alright, cool. I'll just play the flush 5. Walkie slush. Twin. The rot consumes. There we go. We could make these, eventually make these glass and use that as like an extra cushion for big hand of the day. Oh, well, I tell you what, we'll give it a shot. We'll give big hand of the day a shot because it is synced up with idle at the moment. And we do have red seals, so that's good. Alright, this may be big hand of the day material right here. We'll just take one of the heiresses. Alright, let's send it. Big hand of the day. It only cost us $25. We E-ing? Yeah, we're E-ing. We're E12ing. Lovely. And we got all of our money back. Boom, boom. Easy. Like a Sunday morning. The Hanged Man. For like the 2 people that watch these videos, I would like some feedback on where you're at in life and kind of just how you view like the YouTube scene as a whole. I pretty much just blindly consume, quite frankly. I think I am going to go ahead and do this. then death here. And eventually we should only have King of Hearts targets. Okay, interesting. About as good as you could ask for. Nice money hit. I can't believe I started unironically using the idol. I've come a long way. I guess we need to start turning these bad boys to glass. There we go. Brainstorm, huh? I mean, like, what do we copy? Idle, and we lose the retrigs, or do we just sell Bloodstone, knowing that idle is just an outright increase? I think we do that. And it's wins scored, so it's not a huge deal. That may have been a mistake, but you know, we're kind of throwing the runaway at this point. We hit E, we hit our quota. Do we have any more unpainted kings? Does not appear so. Just going for the money there. No such luck. We'd want to do it with the red seals. Yep, like this guy here. I should have done it for the death, I'm dumb. But that's okay, because I know that we have more. We do have another red seal, right? Yeah, we do. I mean, we could try and dig for it now. We don't end up getting it, but we do get our triggers. 512 or 128. How does that make sense? So is it better to copy Chad, or is it better to copy Idle? I'm at a loss. Because if I pick all of these cards, right, it's plus 16,000. If I put it over here, it's times 4,000 times 4,000, which, I mean, is it the same? I hate doing math. Just send it and get me out of here. It's E13, so I mean it is an improvement. We've really hit a 10 of hearts, huh? Really. It's wild work. Fuck the idol. I mean, we're pretty well set up here, right? Little sock action, though. Makes dusk kind of irrelevant, right? Well, no, because we get trig, 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 trig. So is it 6s then? I mean, 6s isn't doing anything for us anymore, so come on, sock. This will be interesting. Okay. And then do we take the Hanged Man? We've got Death and Justice. What are you looking for? The 10 of hearts? Well, there's a 10 of hearts for you, bub. Oh, well, this sucks. We're gonna have to use our glass cards. Should have saved that, but... I mean, is sock the better play here? Surely not with the glass, yeah. And it broke. Sad. Sad. Plus 103 mult. Sick. Extra discard is nice for sure. Never lucky. There's graph back, but I think with all the re-triggers that we have, this is going to be the way. We unlock Flesh House, we might as well give it a level, just in solidarity. A death card, there we go. Just as I was about to speak about it, a death card. And then what are you? You're on 10 of hearts again? Be so for real, dude. Oh my god, be so for real. Oh, we're so dead. We're so beyond dead. Well, I mean, we do have a 10 of hearts here. are dead. I mean, like, maybe, maybe not, but I don't have much hope. That is a flush house. You have got to be kidding me, man. This is about to be like the nastiest crunch that has ever existed. I can't believe we're doing this just to survive. Oh my god. Do we copy the sock? Please, please. I can't look. Okay, only one. Alright, alright. There we go, King of Hearts. Jesus. Alright. It's gonna have to be large and in charge. I mean, does this win though? I mean, let's do the thing, right? Let's at least do that. Alright, we're back on King of Hearts again. What is upcoming here? Start with 0 discards. Okay, it's gonna be rough. But we'll make it work, we'll figure it out. Flush 5 is near level 40. There's another glass card. I'm not super worried about you anymore. Let's take you just for the gamble. I don't really want to do big hand of the day right now. But I mean, it is synced up for it, so I guess we'll see. Do I have 2 more Glass Kings? Maybe. I mean, I guess I could make one. I put those in the wrong order, I'm dumb. Alright, this might have to be big hand of the day. We got a steal to boot. Yeah, I mean, hecka, dude. Like, let's just send it. We're already at E7 with this idol. It's one of the largest scores that I've seen in a while. I don't even know why I'm looking in here. Nice. Just a little extra something. Just a little extra something. One more. So why not? So we're pretty much living off of big hand of the day now. Honestly, I've got everything I need right here, so just see you later, alligators. Guess I don't really know why I'm beating around the bush. I mean, I've got enough for 2 of these, yeah. Yeah. Alright, very nice. Alright, so we're still hitting E's without Dusk. So that's good. Seltzer is interesting, but I don't really have much of a spot for it. I mean, it re-triggers all the cards, whereas Chad re-triggers 2 additional times. I mean, look, call me crazy here, but we're going to try and orchestrate a even bigger hand of the day. I mean, that just scores in the E's by itself with Seltzer active. So do we want to try and find our kings? I guess we do. There we go. All right, we might be on track for a huge hand of the day. Some good art right there. Next. Discard 2 random cards per hand played. Okay, so I don't think we'll do big hand of the day right here, right now. All right, E13. We can still survive this. We've still got 8 triggers on our seltzer. We've got a Justice and a Fool. I don't have any more red seals, so really what we're looking for is death. But let's go ahead and Justice. Now let's Imp, hope for death. Very nice. Let's Death. Let's Fool. Let's Death. Now let's escape with our lives, right? All right, we're damn close. We've got plenty of normal kings in here that we can play. Oh no. All right, cool. Okay, so it's kind of now or never. So what we want to see are steel cards at this point. Bloodstone's back. You did hit King of Hearts again. Good. If you didn't, I would have been furious. We've got our red seal loadout going pretty strong. I guess another Justice just in a pinch. Steel cards, baby, steel cards. There we go, there's one. I will go broke here. All right, no additional steel cards, that's okay. Well, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know we've got another one, right? Yeah, we've got more than another one. Let's go ahead and play this. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we've got it. And we've got a steel card already, so that's good. So let's go ahead and sell you, use you because it doesn't really make much of a difference. Let's go ahead and chariot you, discard you, temperance. And then do we have any? We do have a Steel King in here. We still have another Steel King in here. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's the hand that we're going to play, and then we've got steel, steel. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of luck. We didn't get it, but we did get gold. All right. Here is, bar none, the biggest hand of the day that we will have. Good hand. It's a good hand. Let's see if we can't do it again. This is probably the furthest that I've been in a run. Like I genuinely just don't know what to do with myself at this point. First hand is drawn face down, huh? Well, I've got only one more seltzer hand, so figure play it right. No, we can just win then. Rip seltzer. Alright, now we need something else on the Joker category. Take a banana because it's funny. Actually, no, I won't. I'll see if I can judgment into something cool. There's quite a bit of malt. It's a shame that seltzer is temporary. That's okay. Now there's absolutely nothing stopping us from just going for the dusk. I don't know if this wins. Oh, regardless, I had fun. It was a good hit. The ante 15, round 42. I mean, that's impressive. For my own standards, at least. Oh, would you look at that? We won. And nothing broke. We're hitting E21 and nothing broke. We have life. How are we alive? Are we alive? Yeah, we're alive. Just wild. All spades are debuffed, irrelevant. We had flush 5, level 51 this run. That is just so beyond bonkers. I keep buying these Hanged Man cards like they're ever going to see a use. I mean, I guess technically there is a use for them. Now the real question is are we still alive? I mean, we've been hitting E21 with these hands. Ooh, 3 cracks. We're running out of cards, folks. +1 hand size, kind of nice. Let's go broke here. We can beat E20, right? Surely. It's feeding time for the kiddo. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5. It's a steal, but we need a tailor because I ripped my pants. Oh, did I do this wrong? I think I did this improperly. No, I can death. No breaks. E21, baby, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we've got it all here. The only thing we're missing is another steel card. I should have just played that blue seal. Nice. Oh, we actually could have discarded multiple cards there. Are we finally dead? We're alive. We might as well just go here. I mean, ×3 on the end. Versus this +1, it's just like times 1.5. Yeah. Play 2 flush 5s and go about our business. One random joker disabled every hand. Well, we've got these negatives that aren't doing anything for us. 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's going to have to just be like pure dumb luck that gets us out of this. I mean, it's damn near a 50-50. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. hit one of these negatives. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we just need another steel, please. Never lucky. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we beat ante 16? This might be the first time I've ever done this on like a like truly seeded broken run, if this goes through. Wow. Wow. I'm shocked. Now E25, I'm sure will kill us, because now we pretty much have no choice but to bleed through a majority of these cards. I mean, E12 is a good start. I think we just have to use this here. I'm almost positive that this isn't how E's work. Like if I hit E12 multiple times, it may not even push me into another E category. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we dead? Are we finally dead? Can I finally lay my head down and rest? Round 48, ante 17. $70 in my pocket. Holy moly. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. As usual, this ended up being a hour and 25-ish long minute video, and I did some good rambling there at the beginning, so if you stuck around till the end, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun YouTube nonsense, and let me know your thoughts on just the YouTube scene as a whole down in the comment section below. Do you think that it's a fool's errand to even bother making YouTube videos at this point? Is there really something that you as an individual can bring to the creative space without a team, without money, without sacrificing other aspects of your life? Just let me know your thoughts. I don't think that it's worth it. I make these videos because I enjoy it and I like talking about these little topics, and mainly at this point just posting my Battlefield 6 highlights because I'm kind of super proud of the fact that I'm as old as I am and can keep up with these young bucks and still post up a good clip or two every once in a while. It makes me smile. It's my own personal legacy. But I don't know when I'll get around to another seed of the week. It was kind of fortunate that circumstances aligned to where I had family over today. Not my own family, like my extended family that really just want to hang out with my wife and don't necessarily want to hang out with me, my auntie and her sister and that kind of thing. So I managed to hide in my office for a couple of hours and do this video. I mean, it could be weeks, it could be months. I could record another video tomorrow, and whether or not this even sees the light of day, that's still yet to be seen. But for now, I hope you all are having a wonderful existence here on this planet Earth. And I'll see you when I see you, I suppose.